Hello and welcome to Jackson's Job. Today we're going to learn how to clarify butter. It is a very simple process to do and it takes your baking and cooking up a notch. Here are the ingredients you'll need, but any amount of butter is fine. Now it is recommended you try to use unsalted if you can, but salted butter will work. In a heavy saucepan, we are going to melt 1 cup of butter, 226 grams. That's 2 sticks or 8 ounces. We're going to turn it on a low to medium-low heat and we are going to just let it melt without stirring it, and you'll start to see it turn greasy or oily like this. And then when it gets to this point, it goes really fast, so keep an eye on it. It will go from just simmering to doing nothing to starting to bubble. Once it starts to bubble like this, turn off the burner and remove it from the heat. If you continued to cook it like this, you would end up making ghee, but that's not what we want today. Now you want to carefully ladle or skim off the top. When it comes to butter, it's made up of whey, butterfat, casein, and water. You want to remove the water and all of the milk solids and leave behind the butterfat. If you want, you can try to use a strainer, or I find using a spoon is much easier. Don't throw this away, it's actually pretty tasty. This will take you a while. Take your time and get every single little bit of this out that you can, because this is what makes butter go rancid and spoil faster. By removing all the milk solids, you will make this last for months, even up to a year in the fridge. Once we have that all taken off, we now have our butter fat, which is our clarified butter. And we are going to carefully ladle this into a clean container and make sure you don't pick up any of the solid particles that have formed on the bottom. Butter has a smoke point of 302 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius, whereas clarified butter has a smoke point of 428 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius. The whole point of clarifying butter is so you can cook with that wonderful butter flavor without having to risk ruining your dish or worse. Once you get to the very end, you want to carefully ladle and check it to make sure there's no particles. This one is free of particles, so we are going to go ahead and ladle that on. However, look at this one. See how there's all these little bits and bobs? You do not want to put this in your clarified butter. It'll make it go rancid or spoil faster. Just pour that in the dish that you had earlier, and all that foam, the milk solids that you skimmed off your butter, don't throw it away. This is fabulous on popcorn, noodles, or even toast. There's no need to throw it out. It's part of butter and it's absolutely delicious. Now the clarified butter, you want to store it on the counter or in the refrigerator. If you store it in the refrigerator, it can last up to a year if you made sure you got all that water and milk solids out. It will turn a pale yellow like this and a solid texture, so don't panic if it looks like this. On the counter, it'll be a brighter yellow and softer, kind of like Crisco. I hope you enjoyed this brief tutorial. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy baking.